What is up everyone, my name's Al from Games Europe, and today we're going to be talking about Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's right, for the Sega Saturn, but that's right, we're taking a look at the English translated version. Now obviously the Sega Saturn version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night was actually only a Japanese release, and basically unless you knew Japanese, yeah, it was playable, but to get the full experience it had to be patched. And here it is. That's right, we're going to be taking a look at Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the English translated version for the Sega Saturn. And let's face it, I've been waiting for this one for a very, very long time, as well as most of the people or the watchers of this channel, because you know, there's a lot of English fan translations coming thick and fast, and this is one that I'm glad we've got. Let's take a look. So this is it, guys. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the Sega Saturn. That's right, this was a Japan-only release, although now has been fan-translated by Night of the Dragon. That's right, the infamous Night of the Dragon for the Sega Saturn. And here it is in all its glory. And oh my god, as you can see already, done a fantastic job on the text. Now obviously the audio hasn't changed, still Japanese audio, but the text is in English, which means it is now very much playable. So I'll start off straight off the bat here. As you can see, this, to me, is a far better looking product than the PlayStation 1 version. I think it's sharper, it's clearer, you know, the sound is better in my eyes, and I actually think the colours they seem to pop a lot more on the Sega Saturn version. Now, you may not already know, but the Sega Saturn version is actually even the better version anyway. And this, like I said, this is a Japan-only release until now. And this version basically bested the Sony version in the fact that it had more levels. It actually, I think it even changed some of the in-game items. And it was essentially a slightly more... It was a more polished version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And I gotta say, it looks absolutely fantastic on the Sega Saturn. Now, you're probably thinking, well, hold on a sec, I didn't even know this was on the Sega Saturn. And to be fair, a lot of people didn't even know this, because like I said, it is a Japanese-only release until now, where we can play it in full English text. Yeah, like I said, the audio's still in Japanese, but I kind of like that, because it does get you to kind of read it for once, because a lot of people never read the actual text anyway, but this gets you to read it, and keeps it very, very faithful to the original. But as you can see, runs like an absolute dream. This really is a beautiful version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I have to say, it is by far the preferred version. The other benefit being that you actually can, straight from the start, play as Maria Renard or Richter Belmont straight from the get-go. Before, you had to essentially unlock them. Now you don't have to do that. You can play as them straight from the start. So another cool little addition that, you know, not many people actually knew or anything really about this version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now, albeit, like I said, this is it is a better version, although it is kind of plagued with a few bugs, but kind of do also make it a little bit inferior. Now, it does kind of jump every now and again. It does kind of stutter a little bit, you know, so there is it's not 100% better than the Sony version, which is a shame because it does struggle from time to time. Like I said, to be fair, it's not massively noticeable, but it certainly is there, and also the loading times are slightly longer than the PS1 version. So that's kind of it's a down mark there, unfortunately.
幾多の死闘の末、闇の神官シャフトの手によって復活。
Now, the other thing is the actual resolution was slightly stretched on the Saturn version, so it is kind of, I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't notice it looking at this, but yeah, the resolution isn't what it was on the PlayStation version, and also the sound was slightly downplayed as well. I mean, to be fair, I'm really just picking small errors here that aren't going to put off the main Castlevania fans, or anyone who just wants to play the Sega Saturn version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because at the end of the day, I prefer this version. I like it. I, for some reason, think it looks better. Whether it's just my eyes playing up, I'm not entirely sure, and maybe it's just biased because I absolutely love the Saturn systems. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it could be that, but you know, hey, at the end of the day, that's what it is. I mean, the other thing is it does also boast new enemies as well, ones that were not on the PlayStation version, i.e. Skeleton Beast, there's a Skeleton Breeder, there's a Water Leaper, there's tons and tons of different things, even a Gardener, that's right, a Gardener was actually essentially an exclusive for the Saturn as well. So, you know, it really did boast some really cool things, and that to me is what made this absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not really talking about the fact that this is an English translation, because at the end of the day, we can really applaud Night of the Dragon to the fact that this is now playable on a system that isn't Japanese anymore, which means we can actually play it whenever we want. The music works absolutely fine, no issues there, and everything is done in text. Like I said, the audio is still in Japanese, but that doesn't make a shit of difference to the general player, and I'm so glad that Night of the Dragon has done this, because it really is that much more playable now, and oh my god, I am so grateful of this, because at the end of the day, I never knew about this version before until quite recently, and then I saw that Night of the Dragon had done the port, and I was like, oh yes, fan translation in English, this is what we want. Now, these are the extra levels that were also introduced. We got Underground Garden, we've then got Cursed Prison, followed by Hell Garden, and then Soul Prison. You've got no doubt in my mind that these are all the additional levels that you didn't get in the PS1 version, and add some extra awesomeness to an already awesome game, an awesome version, superior on the Sega Saturn. So this really is it, folks. This has been Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's right, done by Night of the Dragon. This is the fans translation, so we can finally play it on a westernized Sega Saturn without kind of not really knowing what we're doing. Don't get me wrong, the game was very much playable, but you couldn't understand the text until now. A full inventory system, all working, all done in English. That is fantastic work done for the Sega Saturn community. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. You can now support the channel on patreon.com/gamesrip, as well as remember to like, comment and subscribe.